I have got a great piece of educational technology that actually helped me find some interest in coding, and I believe will help students as well. This is Mr. D, and we are looking at hourofcode.com. As you may have guessed from the .com in the description, this is a web-based source of technology brought to us by code.org. Hour of Code is a once-a-year event that is designed to get students from all over the globe looking at coding in a fun new way, and happens once a year during Computer Science Week. That being said, there are opportunities on the website to incorporate this into your day-to-day activities and lessons at the school. So when you are navigating through the website, you will see buttons and options to register your event. We're going to ignore those today because those are for signing up, again, for the once-a-year event during Computer Science Week. But we are looking at how this can be used in your classroom every day. At the top of our website, you'll see activities, how-to, resources, and of course, our frequently asked questions. Resources and how-to, again, are for the once-a-year event. So we're going to click on activities. Now that I have clicked on activities, I am presented with a wealth of opportunities. First thing that jumped out to me when looking through this page was that we had actually recognizable characters. We've got Star Wars, Minecraft, we have Frozen, and I think Barbie was down there. There she is. There's Barbie. Inside Out 2. Lots of stuff that is going to engage the students right away. The groundwork has been built. They have a relationship with these characters, and we are going to use those to help them develop their relationship with coding. Now that we're looking at all the activities available to us, we can start making some selections and narrow down our search. We've got the grades to select by. They are in clumps, but I'm going to select grades 2 to 5, because I think that's probably the area that I will do my best programming at and keep things interesting for myself. Along the left-hand side, we have other filters that we can use. I want something I can use on a computer. I'm not too particular about what topic. I just want to learn how to code. I want something that's a self-led tutorial, and I would like to keep it at 1 hour. I am going to select Music Lab. Once I'm in there, I get a brief description of what I can expect from the activity. There are teacher's notes for me. There is a short link that will take me right to the activity. But because I have already done this, that isn't going to work as intended. So I am going to click on Start, and it is going to pull up this page for me. This is the Music Lab page, and it gives me a little bit more information about the songs I can expect. It gives me the opportunity to look at careers, or just jump right into the Music Lab if I was at that point. They have some videos available at the bottom, but I am going to explore the curriculum. This includes, on the right, we have a link to send to students, something to upload into their classroom online. And there is a lesson plan for me because I am not well versed in code. And this lays everything out for me exactly as it needs to be done. There is no guesswork involved. I can follow this script and create a great engaging lesson for my students. So as you can see, it's got the time frame, it's got what the students will be doing, it offers some other information for me if I want it, vocabulary that the students will be using, so I can introduce that before the lesson if I feel that will be beneficial. I will head back to the Music Lab, and there will be a button for me to try out this lesson before I go ahead and give it to my students. So I'm going to click on Try Now, and this is the lesson exactly as my students will see it. Comes up at the top, Music Lab Jam Session. We're on level 1, heading towards I finished, and we begin with a video. I'm going to show a little bit of it just because these videos are actually very well produced and should be engaging and interesting for the students. Give you a little sample.
My name is Henny the Business, and I'm a record producer. You see, the record producer is a person who brings the singers, the songwriters, the engineers, the musicians together to bring a song together from start to finish.
I've gone ahead and clicked continue. Obviously, our students will watch that entire video, and it will give them what they need to jump into the first activity. I, again, may have already done this. I don't want to throw it out, but it says to drag the play block, connect it under when run, and then hit run. Yay, nice work. I've played a sound. That gives me the option to continue, and we build through this the entire way through. Each diamond shape is a video, and we're introducing a new learning tool, a new element to coding, and eventually we arrive at the end, and we are able to select a track. I am old. Let's go with You Can't Touch This, and I can now select elements of that song and put together whatever music I would like. And this allows for students that have finished early to play around, have a little bit more fun with it, and stay engaged, while students who may have gone back and watched the video a second time have room to catch up, and everybody stays, again, enjoying themselves and active from start to finish. So I will click on finish, and there it is. Congratulations. I can share whatever music piece I put together at the end, continue to keep playing if we have a free period or something coming up, but I'm going to finish, and that brings me to a certificate, which is great. Every student will get a certificate of completion to show that they spent this hour learning code, and regardless of how far they got in the lesson, as a teacher, you can get these done up beforehand so every student has a sense of accomplishment for what they have done. So that was Music Lab. I have also tried out Dance Party and had a great time. There are some functions that you will need to download things for, like the Minecraft options. You do need to have Minecraft on the computer for those to work. Something to consider. Just want to click on the pre-reader just to show that there are different options for the younger children. And now we will go back to the main page. And here I just want to highlight that Hour of Code is evolving to the Hour of AI. It is happening in our world. Our students need to be prepared for it. And while I didn't take time and focus on it, in the game there is an element where AI will design some of the dance or some of the music that is being done, and you can play around with regeneration to have different beats, a higher level of AI input or a lower level, and just get a feel for how that can affect what you are programming. So there's Hour of Code. My overall impression, a resounding 2 thumbs up. I dove into these activities myself and was honestly engaged. I was having fun playing with music, making the characters dance, and in doing so was learning about coding. And I remember doing it in the past on sheets of paper and writing the step-by-step process, and it was arduous. This makes it engaging and students will have fun. Some advantages of the program and the website: students direct their own pace. It suggests that they work in pairs, but students are able to spend more time on activity. If they are still working on the concept, they can watch the video again that introduces that concept, and everybody progresses at their own pace, and that's why, again, they have that lengthy activity at the end where students can play and explore in the app and allow everybody to come together at the end to wrap things up. I think it is great that every student that is involved with it gets a certificate of completion, a reward for their work and their learning, and I would absolutely recommend this website to any teacher looking to get coding into their students' activities in an absolutely fun and engaging way. This has been Mr. D. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.